Oh, yeah. Happy Monday. Hi, pipe smokers. I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. And it is Monday, March 11th, 2024. And I haven't drank hard liquor in a long time. I haven't bought a bottle of it in a long time. But I did try this one rum that you might be interested in. It goes great with a pipe and it goes great with a cigar. It's Brinley, Brinley, Brinley Gold. Brinley Gold Shipwreck. Okay? And it's only 20 bucks a bottle. It's only 72 proof, not 80, 90, or 151. And it's a real spicy, sweet rum. I just drink it right on the rocks and it goes along great. And says it's aged to perfection. Shipwreck Spice Rum is masterfully blended to match the old rums enjoyed on the high seas a long time ago. So it's made the old school way, and it's made with 4-year-old rum. And like I said, it's only 20 bucks a bottle, and it goes great. I don't mix it with Coca-Cola. It's sweet and spicy. I drink it on the rocks. Cheers. And it's great like that. But I'll tell you, you don't want to get drunk on that stuff. The sugar content, I'm sure, is pretty high. And that will give you one nasty hangover. So, first pipe that we're going to smoke. This one is actually on the stem. It says BC. And it's kind of in cursive. BUTZCHOGRIM. It looks like Butts Chogram. And then it says St. Claude, France, bowl number 1656. So if anybody can tell me about the brand Butts Chogram, if I'm pronouncing it right, BUTZCHOGRIM. And then it says Rock Broer, whatever that means. So we're going to load that up with a blend that I made called RPG number 7. It's a very Latakia rich blend. I can't remember exactly what's in it. It's in my blending Bible, and I didn't write it on the cap. It is 2 years old. And on the 7th try, I finally got what I wanted. And so I made a big batch of it. We're going to load that up in this bowl here. And then in the second bowl, this one actually is a no-name bowl. And it's a nice little bowl. It almost looks like a K Woody. There's nothing on this side as far as a name or anything. And on this side, it just says made in London, England. And it does have a bowl 36. And in that, we're going to be smoking some walnut maple pie made by Sutliff. So we'll be back in a nanosecond. Cheers. We're going to load up and set something on fire. Alrighty, pipe smokers. So we're back, and we're going to start something on fire. This RPG number 7, as you can see, my fingerprints on the top here. It's this tin is a bit dusty. And now, if I remember correctly, I put 60% pure Cyprian Latakia in this. 60%. And then I remember I did put Orientals in, Black Cavendish. And a couple other things I don't remember. Let's set it on fire. I came up with a blend I really, really like a lot. And I was reading at one time the ingredients to a good friend of mine. He blends. And he's like, man, you just made pirate cake. And that's exactly what it tastes like. It tastes exactly like pirate cake, Cornell and Diehl pirate cake. Mm. Oh yeah, and that is good. Aged 2 years. Oh, that is good. And this pipe really, really smokes good. The one thing when you're blending, especially, if you're like for me, I've made a couple of rum blends where I've infused rum into the tobacco, and it's worked for me. I've used some other things, whiskey. I've used bourbon, which basically is whiskey, but it's made in Bourbon County, so they call it bourbon. And I've had really good luck with it. But the thing that I did notice, okay, now I'll come home every couple of days and I'll shake this, and you can see it's very, very moist. So what happens when you shake it? All right. What happens is you get a lot of the tobacco, some of the tobacco that will actually stick to the top of your ball mason jar. Now this is made for food and so forth. It's all food grade, but if you leave that stuff on there for like a long time, like 3, 4, 5 months, tobacco is acidic, and so is alcohol. And what that does is it'll actually eat part of the top and create what looks like a mold, but it's really not a mold. So every couple weeks I'll take that top and rinse it off, clean it off to make sure that doesn't happen. I had one small batch that actually had to get ruined because that happened to it, and I was afraid to smoke it. So yeah, so we got that. So I went down to buy this bottle of rum, and this young lady comes running right up to me. How can I help you? And blah, blah, blah. And we get to talking. She's from Staten Island, and I was like, where's your accent? She's like, if you piss me off, you'll hear my accent. So we get to talking, blah, blah, blah. She's 45, and I says, I'm 59. She's like, wow, you really look good for 59 years old. I said, yeah, I'll be 60 this year. She's like, you really look good. And, she was an attractive young lady. So she used the excuse that she's going to Staten Island to visit family and stuff, and she goes to cigar bars and says, if you give me your number, I'll get you some cigars. And yeah, just trying to, so we go up, and the other cashier's looking at me, and I says, yeah, she's getting a date with me. And the girl laughed. She's like, I'll text you. And so we'll see what will come of that. Nice young lady. Kind of hyper, but that's okay. She's not a Barbie doll. She's probably like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Lives right here in my town. Yeah, so those are some of the things, you got to watch out for. The other thing, too, is because tobacco is acidic, all right, these are the little medallions. You soak them in only distilled water. You don't use purified water. You don't use tap water. You don't use bottled water. Only distilled water to rehydrate your tobacco. But if you go leaving like 3 or 4 of these in with your tobacco for 2, 3, 4 months, that tobacco is acidic, and it'll start to eat away the aluminum. I've had it happen. I've had it happen when I used to rehydrate tobacco. I'd make a little bowl with aluminum foil and put some cotton balls with some distilled water in it, and actually had the tobacco, because it's so acidic, eat through the bottom of that, so you got to be careful, keep an eye on it. So now we have our Sutliff Indulge walnut maple pie in this beautiful bowl. But first, we must clear the palate. Yeah. Here we go. I will tell you, this Cobblestone Indulge walnut maple pie, I smoked a couple bowls of it the other night. Now I'm sitting here in my kitchen. You go down 6 steps, you're in my living room. You go up six steps, there's 2 bedrooms up there and a bathroom. So the next day I go up there to take a shower before work, and I'm like, I could still smell this stuff in my bathroom. It smells divine. I'm telling you, if you're out in public, I watched one presenter say that when he's out in public smoking his pipe, he'll smoke an aromatic because he wants the smell to be appealing to everyone. And he was sharing that a lot of people come up and be like, "Oh my gosh, that smells so good. What is that?" And so actually, this gentleman, I'm trying to remember who the heck the presenter is on YouTube. He's in the YouTube pipe community, but he'll carry like a little cheap little cob pipe with a little tobacco and some matches and a cheap little tamper, and he puts them in baggies, and people that are interested in pipe smoking, he'll hand them out. Here, try it, give it a try. This is good. But, most people won't let you smoke in their house, or most people Greg the Tunnel Take says if you can't smoke in your house, you don't own it. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that, Greg. I do, but I'm a single guy here. My cat doesn't say nothing about it. But, if I had kids and a wife and stuff like that, they might not like me smoking my pipe in the house. Like Brad the Bearded Piper, got a lot of respect for him. His wife doesn't want him to smoke in the house. So for years he smoked in his garage or outside. You'd see him all bundled up in the wintertime. His garage wasn't heated. Now he has a little office out in his garage. and he's able to smoke in there. Cigars, though, are the worst to smoke in the house. Number one, they create a ton of smoke, and they don't smell good, okay? They might taste good to the smoker, most cigars do not have a good room note. So, like, occasionally, I mean, I don't smoke a lot of cigars. I got a couple hundred of them. And yes, Mark Hill, I do have Boveda packs now to hydrate them. But usually I'll smoke maybe 3 or 4 cigars a year. And most of the time it's out by the campfire in the summertime. I do have a friend of mine that occasionally he'll stop by around 9:30 or so after he's done working at the local parts store, auto parts store, and he's a cigar smoker. He'll come over and he never brings cigars. He always smokes mine. We'll sit here at the kitchen table and shoot the breeze and have a cigar together. Well, I'm going to let that pipe rest for a minute. We'll be back in a nanosecond, okay? Alrighty, pipe smokers. So we're back, yeah. So one thing I noticed, I got stuff all over my table, tobacco stuff. One thing I noticed with this walnut maple pie, this pipe right here is ghosted. So basically what that means, somebody smoked a very strong aromatic out of this for a long time. That's an old pipe. What happens is when the prior owner has done that, all those juices from that tobacco or whatever blend that person liked is soaked into the briar. So I am not, the first time I tried the walnut maple pie, I put it in my Savinelli Bowl 626. How do I remember this? Yeah, 626 Petite, which I bought brand new. So it's maybe been smoked 30 times. And I've never smoked any real super heavy aromatics like Captain Black Cherry Aromatic out of this, never. And the tobacco out of this pipe tastes different than out of this pipe. Reason for that is because I'm getting an essence or an aftertaste of whatever tobacco was smoked in this for years and years and years. So what can I do? It gives me a little bit of a sour taste. It's not as enjoyable as it was out of this pipe that I bought brand new. So I can plow through it and keep smoking that blend out of here. Eventually it might go away, or it might not. Or I can do what's called the salt treatment, where You take the stem off, and you can look at the videos. You put Morton kosher salt. It's a bigger grain of salt. And then Everclear in there with this end plugged up. And you let it sit for a few days. And then, you know, when the salt starts getting dry, you pour a little more Everclear alcohol in there. And that will actually suck the juices out of the briar and deghost your pipe. But definitely not as enjoyable of a smoke as it was out of here. Now, I found this to be true. You know, there's a lot of guys that know a lot about pipe smoking, and they say that if you try a blend and you just don't like it, try it out of a different pipe. If you don't like it out of that pipe, try it out of another pipe. Try it out of 3 or 4 different pipes, because it's going to taste different out of every vintage, you know, estate pipe. It just is. It depends on what the briar holds in it. You know, now my RPG number 7 tastes like a rock star out of this pipe. Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. I can't even see myself. So, that RPG number 7 basically is a clone recipe to Cornell and Deal's pirate cake. According to my buddy who's a blender, he says, man, you just made pirate cake. No wonder you like it. What I want to do is I want to take some of it and press it into a crumble cake. And I do have a press, so we are going to take some RPG number 7. We're going to press it into a crumble cake, which is going to be 3 inches around and about 1 inch thick. And to do that, it takes about 5 inches of tobacco. So basically you're looking at, close to half this jar to make one crumble cake that's the size of a hockey puck, 3 inches wide and 1 inch thick. Yeah. So cheers. I'm telling you, the Shipwreck, look at the label, there's the label. Try it. Brinley, B-R-I-N-L-E-Y, gold. B-R-I-N-L-E-Y, gold. Shipwreck. But don't drink too much of it, otherwise you will feel like you've been thrown against the rocks and shipwrecked. I limit myself to 2, and I only drink this stuff maybe once or twice a week. That's about it. You know? Well, going on long enough. We're going on 25 minutes. One other thing. Storage of your tobacco is really important. It's paramount. That's why I store my tobacco in ball mason jars. But the area that you store it in is also just as important. Now, here's some Scotty's Butternut Burley I smoked last night. Left it on my kitchen table. I got my windows up front here. All right. The sun came through and beat down on this. Now, it's only 40 degrees outside. It was 31 this morning. But that sun coming through the windows caused the tobacco to just, the moisture to come out of it and to go up onto the sides of the jar. When I came home today, it looked like somebody had sprayed the inside of this. It was all foggy and everything. So me being the dumbass that I am, I took it and I shook it. And then now I got a bunch of little pieces of tobacco up here stuck to water. Its own water. So I'll put this in a cool, dry place. Then I'll be able to shake it up. And that stuff will come off. It'll be all good. But yeah, just sitting there in the sun, right here on my kitchen table. The sun beating through the window caused that moisture in the tobacco to evaporate and collect on the upper sides of this ball jar. Oh, there you go. Paul Gilson, over and out.